Well, I'm on the farm today, and I'm over here at my white barn with the green roof, and it's a pretty day, but it's cold. It's really cold for our area, and the wind's just been blowing like crazy. Uh, Here's my Farmall 350 sitting over here, and the Massey 1105. And then back here behind it is the John Deere round baler we bought, our square baler John Deere, and then the John Deere tractor Kubota fertilizer spreader. But I'm gonna climb up in this cab and kind of get out of some of the wind. And we're gonna do a little something different on this video. And had a lot of people in the comments, and friends and family. They ask a lot of questions, and a lot of them are the same ones. So I'm gonna kind of do a little Q&A here, and if I can think of them, give you the questions and the answers to them. And I can tell you right off the bat, some of the questions center around privacy. I had to pause there for a second and change out my battery. So one of the things I value, even though I'm out on the internet with my YouTube channel and sharing what's going on this farm, the genesis of this channel was to just kind of let friends and family that are, a lot of them are just out of state, away from the farm, just kind of let them know what's going on here on the farm. And I just thought a YouTube channel would be the way to go. And then, one day I looked and I had like 2,000 subscribers, or pretty close to it. And I thought, there's a lot of people interested in what we're doing up here. And so I decided to do some voiceover on some of the videos. That's when I kind of started talking. And hang on a second, I'm going to get a cough drop. But what I didn't want to do is reveal a whole lot about specifics of the farm, and people ask about it. And also didn't want to put my face in the video, and I didn't want to make the video about looking at me. I wanted to make the videos about what it is, we're farming. And I know that I'm like one of the only people on YouTube that doesn't have a camera pointed at themselves. And I don't have any I don't judge and say, well, you should or you shouldn't be on camera or not be on camera. But and I have no ill feelings towards those that do. That's the dominant way to make a YouTube video, is to be showing yourself in the video. I just choose not to, because for me personally, it's a privacy thing, and it's also, I'm just a little embarrassed to be in front of a camera or shy of that, and I don't want to do it, so I'm not. And those that do, or that are in front of the camera, which is overwhelmingly like 99.9% of the YouTube community, I'm all for you. If that's really the normal way to make videos. I'm kind of abnormal in that regard, but I just don't care to show myself in the videos from a privacy standpoint, and then I'm a little shy about it. You will see me on a tractor from time to time, driving by or doing whatever, but that's just in the course of, farming. Now, another question I get a lot is where are you located? And again, from a privacy standpoint, I don't care to give out specific locations. I can tell you we're in the western mountains of Virginia, and just kind of leave it at that. How many acres do we have? How many bales do you make? How much do you charge for a bale of hay? So I'm probably a little old school on this. You know, my dad would have been this way, and my grandfather, probably my great grandfather. You know, it's like, you know, you tell people how many cattle you got, you're telling them how much money you have. And so, from a financial privacy standpoint, I just choose not to say how many total acres we have, and I don't choose to say how much we're going to charge for a bale of hay, or how many total bales that we get. Sometimes I'll say, you know, we did 200 bales in this little field, or you know, I might give you some numbers like that, but I don't want to give out the grand total. I can tell you that this barn, if I stack hay from the floor to the bottom of the trusses from one end to the other, it'll hold close to 6,000 bales of hay. So we don't make 6,000 bales of hay, but we've packed a lot of hay in this barn since we built it. So maybe that'll give you a rough idea of what's going on with our yield. It's not where I want it to be, but it's kind of where we're at. And it's just nice to have a barn big enough to hold a considerable amount of bales for what we do. A question I get sometime is if you're a full-time farmer, you know, how come you're not doing more of this or more of that? And I'm not a full-time farmer. I'm a part-time farmer with a full-time day job. And in my day job, I'm an engineer, and I like to jokingly, and you'll hear it in the videos, call myself a hotshot engineer. And then I'm on the farm after work, and on my days off. And so one of the main barriers to doing more on this farm is the full-time job gets in the way. There's only so many hours in the day. And I'll talk more about the logistics of full-time job, part-time farm, and how we try to strike a balance with that, with time and equipment and tractors. There's a reason why I do everything I do on this farm. It may not be right, but there's very little that goes on up here that's just willy-nilly, you know, stumbling and tripping around. I'm very thoughtful about what I do and why I do it. So don't really give out the information on how many bales, how many acres, what the price is. In fact, I don't even use this YouTube channel to market hay. I don't. There's only a couple of customers that I have that know of this YouTube channel, and I don't really talk about it because they're kind of unrelated, and that's for a reason. And one of them is, you know, sometimes when you look at a bale of hay on a video, YouTube video, and it may not look as good as it does in person. So I would be a little concerned that they might jump to some conclusion about our hay before they come and look at it. And maybe that's probably not the right thing to do. But again, from a privacy standpoint, I'm trying to inform friends and family, and now got a wider audience. So we just don't use the videos for promoting hay sales. Another question I get is how old is the farm? And did you buy the farm? How much did it cost? Well, the the answer to that is this farm. My kids are fifth generation on this farm. My great grandfather built it. Uh, I own land adjacent to the farm that I bought, and we're sitting on some of it right now. This barn is built on my property that I personally bought and stroked a check for, and so it's a combination. There's much more of the family farm than it is of my land, but 5 generations is basically how old this farm is and how long it's been in the family. I get questions sometimes about, why do you need so many tractors? We've got 5 farm tractors here. We have 2 Massey Ferguson 50s. We have this 1105 Massey. We've got that International 350 over there, and then behind me, John Deere tractor. And there are reasons for that. Some have to do with redundancy. Some have to do with the amount of time I have with a part-time job. There'll be a video on that. I'll get into that more. Do I have a favorite brand of tractor? And I'd say the answer is probably no. I look at tractors more along the lines of their cost, the ability for somebody to work on them, their reliability. There's a reason for each tractor that we have on this farm. I mean, it's just one of the big reasons we have the Farmall 350 is we want a gas tractor on this farm for cold weather starting and doing chores around that do not require a lot of horsepower, and we don't have issues with wet stacking. We don't have to plug the tractor in. It just goes. And so that 350 is a pretty good tractor for what we're doing up here in the winter. And I had an International 756 I sold, and it was a gas tractor. And I sold it after I bought this 1105. Let's see, what might be some other questions? Back to the brand specific. So there's some tractors that we probably wouldn't own on this farm, not because they're not good. It just has to do with the history of finding people to work on them. So there's not too many people around that can work on we're not row crop country here. So, Oliver, White, Alice Chandler's, some of those tractors you just don't see in these mountains of Virginia. The Massey Ferguson, Ford tractors, utility internationals, you see a lot of those around. And I don't know that there's another tractor like that International 350 in this area. There might be a stray Farmall H or an M somewhere. I don't really know of any other Farmall gas row crop tractor around. I just don't know. There's a few John Deeres that are the 2-cylinder John Deere tractors. People buy them and restore them, that kind of thing. They are around here, but I don't know that they're farming. They're being used to farm. And so again, I look at the reliability, my personal experience with the tractors, and I just feel real comfortable with Massey Ferguson, especially. John Deere has been very good to us on this farm. My John Deere tractor that I bought, and my John Deere baler. I've got a John Deere hay rake. I said John Deere baler, square baler, and now I got a John Deere round baler. John Deere has been very good to us on this farm. So I'm pretty at ease, especially buying John Deere tractors and equipment and Massey Ferguson tractors. I haven't had an opportunity to try their equipment other than I've got a Massey Ferguson disc, and I've got I know there's a lot of Massey Ferguson square balers around that they were just sold along with the tractors. I think they're a great square baler, very underrated, I think. If you look at the YouTube videos, those balers really crank out some nice square bales of hay. So, as far as equipment, a favorite brand, it really has more to do, as I said, with the ability to have somebody to work on it, the familiarity of the tractors to us and the brands, and I'd say John Deere, Massey Ferguson, and I just like International. My first car was an International Scout, and so I probably have a soft spot for International. But we're using the tractor for a hay farm business. It's they're all enjoyable to ride around on. It's always, I had a guy tell me one time, life is, when you're riding a tractor, a lot of the stress in life just seems to disappear for whatever time you have to drive that you're sitting on the seat of a tractor. Just the worries of the world kind of go away. And to some extent that's true. With me, though, there's the ever-present thought, what if this thing breaks down in the middle of the field or in the middle of the hay? So I kind of got that on my mind. Oh, let's see. What else could I answer from a question standpoint? How long will I go with this haying? I'm getting older. My kids are grown. My intent is to go as long as I can. I had a friend of mine. He had an uncle I think he had an uncle, and his uncle had a friend, and they lived somewhere up around the Harrisonburg, Virginia area, and I think they were way on up in their 70s. Maybe, I don't know that they were in their 80s, but they could have been. And he used to call them geriatric farmers, and that's what I want to do. I want to farm as long as I can, and after I retire, this will be a source of income. I mean, it's already a source of income for us, but when I retire, it'll definitely be another source of income, and it'll give me something to do. Probably be much more busy on this farm when I retire, assuming my health holds, and we may even make even more hay. As you can imagine, if all I did was be a full-time farmer here, there's so much more that we could do. There's so much more hay that we can make, and so like I say, I'm looking forward to being able to do this for a long time when I retire. But I've been further in life than where I have to go, so I would say I'm in the fourth quarter, definitely, and but I still enjoy it. I like to get out here and work, and so how long am I going to do it? I'm going to just do it as long as I can, and I'm hopeful my kids will take over. In the equation, when I buy this equipment, one of the things in the back of my mind is it would be handy if I can hand off some decent equipment to my kids one of these days if they want to take over. So that looms in the back of my mind. Let's see. I'm not sure I can remember any other questions. I know there are. I'm kind of drawing a blank, but in any event, that's just kind of the few answers to the questions. that I have, that I get, that people ask, and you can't see it from in here because the view's kind of washed out by the light. But as I sit here, I'm looking at the autumn olives out there on the other side of that field, and they're just being bent by the wind that's blowing so hard. So it's kind of nice to be up here in the Massey 1105, and we've got more videos to come. We're about to get real busy with haying. I've got videos on that I want to make, and there's some videos that I've already made. I don't want to just pound a video out every day. It's kind of a vlog of a channel, but it's kind of not, and we're definitely not doing an everyday video. But I hope you enjoy the content that we have, and small hay farm, full-time job, doing the best we can here on this farm, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made over the years, and so I appreciate you watching. I hope you'll subscribe, kind of come along for the Hay Odyssey, and feel free to share the videos, or somebody that's interested in part-time farming the way we're doing it, turn them on to our channel. I'd appreciate that, and we'll talk to you later.